Hello and welcome to another Lemonade series with Lynne Forrest. I'm Jaquetta, and today we're going to talk a little bit about the lemon of being a problem seeker and problem solver, looking for the problems and being fixated on finding a problem to fix. Um, what would you? We kind of talked about a little bit about an extension of this last time with the worrying about the what ifs, but also then there's another aspect to finding a problem before they become problems because you're sure there's going to be a problem. So
It's the rescuer on our triangle. We were talking about the victim worrier, the one who's just like afraid that they're not going to be able to handle their life. And so they're constantly worrying, what if? And the rescuer is the more the function of the problem finder, seeker, actually seeks a problem to solve and feels the best when it is in problem solving mentality. That's when it is in charge, and it likes to be in charge. And it has us pretty well convinced, this problem-solving component of our psyche, or the subpersonality of the victim ego, or that part of us, that voice, that inner voice. These are all inner voices that distract us and pull us away from enjoying the moment, enjoying life, and being able to experience a sense of well-being and okayness. The problem solver, however, has us convinced that it's working for us, that we need it, that we need to be able to spot the problem before it becomes a problem and go ahead and start directing it, fixing it. And so it's constantly seeking a problem, believing that that's its way of taking care of us. And we're pretty sure that's true. So when we are looking for a problem, we find ourselves creating them. Because again, the same law applies. What you focus on gets bigger. So, and this is a mentality that is rampant in our world, where we really do believe that it's necessary to figure out what the problem's going to be. And that's why in this work we often say there is no problem, because as we begin to realize that what I focus on expands, and wanting to remember, align with, and as we find ourselves more and more remembering that we are in fact in bigger hands than our own, that we are thought emanations and not the deciders of how everything needs to be. Well, actually, we are pointing at what we want, or pointing at what we are afraid will happen. Either way, what we point at is what comes into our life, whether that's in a negative, fear-based projection of what might possibly happen to us in a negative way or a painful way, versus looking for how things are always working out for us, how life is actually on our side. So instead of becoming a problem solver, we learn how to become a life pointer. When we catch ourselves looking for a problem, we learn how to bring our attention back to what is already working, rather than looking for a problem so that we can, because we think it gives us some semblance of control, when in fact it simply aims us in a direction we don't want to go. I don't really want to live in the problem. I want to live in the now. I want to live in what is working, what is right, what is for me right now. And so that, I think, is how we begin to move away from the problem-seeking solver, the problem solver, who, first of all, has to identify the problem. So,
I think another part of that for me is about trust, because I've noticed that even when things are going really well and I don't have any worries, or I'm not thinking of what I'm not visualizing the problem yet. There's a part of me that thinks this is too good to last. This is so good, sure it will end, and how could it end so that I can make it last longer? So I think
That
for
sounds
me,
like you just tapped into your worrier.
right, exactly. It's the worry that good things, the belief that good things can't last forever. Well, nothing lasts forever. Therefore, something good is going to come to an end, and it's ruining the good feeling by worrying about when it's going to stop. And um, so for me, turning that into lemonade looks like trusting that everything happens in perfect timing and that I'll be ready and that it'll be good.
Yes, I think that's it. It is about it. The word faith, trust and having faith, trust in the reality that I am safe right now. And there's no reason for that to stop. Matter of fact, there's no way for me to not be safe when I remember who I am as an extension of that which is has this thing under control. I mean, really, I'm okay with whatever happens because there is nothing that can end me, who I really am. Even death does not do anything except drop this form, and that which I am is continues on. And so really practicing that there is no problem, that things work out for me, that they are working out right now for me. And I have this example and that example and this example, and trusting that that will continue. You're absolutely right. I like that very much. So when we move from, so it's sort of I'm seeing a sort of a steps. That would be a way to say it. Steps. And the first step is to remember who I am and what I'm connected to, and basically remembering that things have worked out for me. I'm right here, right now, alive and well, with my immediate needs are taken care of. I mean, I have everything I want. I have everything I need. And even the things I want are waiting for me to, most of the time, they're just simply waiting for me to embrace them, to open to them, to allow them. And which means I have to move out of the way of fear. I have to move fear out of the way. Move out of the way of fear. Move fear out of the way. And I do that by remembering who I am and then choosing to trust that. And then aligning with that knowing, which allows me to realize greater possibilities and to thereby, through focus on what it is that I'm realizing and what it is I want, bringing that into my life, attracting it in. And so this is the way we move from that part of us that is looking for a problem to fix in order to what? Feel in charge, to feel in control, to feel safe.
Yeah,
And
I think it's about safety even more than feeling in control, because that's the control is an illusion most of the time. But
always, really.
right, when we have faith that we're okay, we're in good hands, that we are being taken care of and led, then that feels even better than feeling like we have control.
Well, and control comes out of
Fear.
for safety too. I mean, control is about safety. Control is, I'm afraid that this might happen. This problem I'm seeing could be, or this could be a problem. And so now I need to dig up the mines in the minefield so that I don't trip over them, sort of thing, which puts my total focus on looking for bombs.
Right.
Which means
You're going to find them.
I'm going to find them. I'm going to find them.
Yeah.
And so, and that's that looking for bomb mentality is all about fear. It's about fear. And to move to a place of trust based on reality. The reality is you are here by design, on purpose, on time, connected with a greater resource than anything you alone can do. And the most important piece of that is to remember that you're not alone, that this idea of separation is the biggest myth of all. And it happens when we come into life and we begin to create a story, because this is what we do, based on our fear of what could happen and what problems we might encounter and not be able to handle, as we talked about with the worrier. And that is a made-up story. And it's not based on reality at all, except that through focusing on it, I steer myself in that direction and thereby attract it to me. I can see that. But even that, the bottom line is, I am safe. And so are you.